Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. What does it mean to be bilingual? A bilingual person is someone who can speak and understand two different languages. Some people learn two languages when they are very young children, maybe from their parents. Other people learn a second language later, in school or as an adult. A person who speaks only one language is called monolingual. There are many bilingual people all around the world, living in different countries and cultures. Knowing two languages is a special skill. It affects how a person thinks, learns, and understands the world. It also changes how their brain works. A bilingual brain has a special job to do every day. It has to manage two languages all the time, not just one. When a bilingual person wants to speak, their brain has to choose the correct words from the right language. Both languages are often active in the brain at the same time, even when only one is being used. This means the brain is always working to keep the languages separate. It must pay close attention and not mix up the words or the grammar rules. This constant work is like a small exercise for the mind that happens automatically. This special work can change the brain over time. The brain of a person who speaks two languages can be different from the brain of a person who speaks only one. Learning and using a second language is good practice for the brain. It can make some parts of the brain stronger and even a little bigger. The connections between different areas inside the brain can also become stronger and faster. You can think of it like exercising a muscle. When you use a muscle a lot, it gets stronger. In the same way, when you use your brain to switch between languages, it becomes more efficient and flexible. In the next chapters, we will look at the many benefits of having a bilingual brain. We will learn how speaking two languages can help a person do many things at once. This is a skill called multitasking. We will also see how it can make your memory better and help you remember things more easily, like names or lists. We will explore how knowing more than one language can help keep your brain healthy, especially as you get older. This can be very important for long-term brain health. We will look at how these skills help in school, at work, and in everyday life. 2. Our brain and languages. Your brain is an amazing and busy organ. It helps you think, feel, and learn new things every day. One of its most important jobs is understanding and using language. When a person speaks only one language, their brain has a very clear system for it. Specific areas in the brain work together like a team to understand words and make sentences. This allows you to listen, read, and talk to other people. It is a complex job, but for a brain that uses just one language, the path is well practiced and clear. When you learn and use a second language, your brain's work becomes more interesting. It now has to manage two different systems of words, sounds, and grammar rules. This is a bigger challenge, but it is also a great exercise. The brain does not keep the two languages in separate boxes, far away from each other. Instead, both languages are often active in the brain at the same time. This means the brain must always choose the correct word from the correct language for a situation. It also has to stop the other language from interfering. This constant work of managing and switching is like a special workout that makes the brain stronger and more flexible. Many different parts of your brain help with language. It is not just one small spot that does all the work. Instead, different areas work together as a team. For example, one area might help you understand the meaning of a word, while another area helps you make the right sounds to speak. For a person who speaks two languages, these language areas are often bigger and more active. They learn to work together in more complex and efficient ways. This happens because they have much more information to manage all the time. The simple act of practicing a second language can physically change your brain. Every time you listen, speak, or switch between your languages, you are giving your brain a small but important workout. This regular exercise builds stronger and faster connections inside the brain. You can think of it like building a muscle at the gym. The more you use a muscle, the stronger it becomes. The same is true for the parts of your brain that control language. Over time, these key parts can grow and become more efficient at their job. All of these different brain areas are linked by networks. You can imagine these networks as busy roads that connect different cities. In a brain with one language, there are many roads. In a brain with two languages, there are even more roads, and they are used more often. These new and stronger connections make the whole brain network more powerful and flexible. Information can travel along many different paths, which helps the brain work better. This creates a more complex, active, and healthy brain structure. 3. Better at doing many things. Have you ever tried to do two things at the same time? For example, talking on the phone while you are making food. This is often called multitasking. It means doing more than one task at once or switching between different jobs very quickly. This can be difficult for many people. Our brains usually prefer to focus on only one thing. When we try to do many things, we might work more slowly or make mistakes. Our brain has a part that helps us manage everything we do. You can think of it as a control center. This control center helps us to plan what to do next. It also helps us focus our attention on what is important and ignore what is not. When you are reading a book in a noisy room, your control center is working hard to help you focus on the words. People who speak two languages give this control center a lot of practice. When a bilingual person wants to speak, both languages are often active in their brain. They must constantly choose the right words from one language and ignore the words from the other language. This process of choosing and ignoring happens automatically almost every time they speak or listen. This is a very good workout for the brain. It makes the control center stronger and more efficient. Scientists have done studies to understand this benefit. In these studies, they give people a task on a computer. For example, a person might have to press a button when they see a green circle. Then, the rule changes, and they must press the button for a red circle instead. The studies show that bilingual people can often switch to the new rule faster. They are better at ignoring the old rule and focusing on the new one. This shows they can control their attention very well. This skill is very helpful in real life. At work, a person might need to switch from writing an email to answering a question from a colleague. A bilingual person can often do this more smoothly. In school, a student might find it easier to listen to a teacher while also taking notes. Even driving a car requires this skill. A driver needs to watch the road, check for other cars and follow directions. The ability to manage all these different tasks at once can make everyday activities feel easier. 4. Better memory and thinking. Memory is how our brain keeps and uses information from the past. It is a very important skill for learning and for daily life. When your memory works well, it is easier to remember names, facts for school, and instructions for a task. Speaking more than one language can help make your memory stronger. We have different types of memory. One important type is called working memory. This is the memory you use for short tasks. For example, when you listen to a list of things to buy at the store, you use your working memory to hold that list in your mind. People who speak 2 languages are often very good at tasks like this. They can remember lists or directions more easily. This is because their brain gets a lot of practice holding and using information. Using 2 languages is like a workout for your brain. Every time a bilingual person speaks, their brain has to choose one language and ignore the other. This process happens very fast. This constant mental exercise strengthens the parts of the brain that control attention and memory. It helps the brain become better at storing information and then finding it again later. A strong brain can manage information well, just like a good student can organize their notes to find facts easily for a test. This brain training does more than just help you remember things. It also improves your thinking skills. When you need to solve a problem, it helps to look at it from different sides. Because a bilingual brain is used to having 2 words for one idea, it becomes more flexible. This flexibility helps with creative thinking. It can be easier to find new solutions to old problems. This skill is very useful in many parts of life, from school projects to difficult situations at work. Better memory and flexible thinking also help with planning and making decisions. To make a good choice, you often need to compare many different pieces of information. A strong working memory allows you to hold these pieces in your mind at the same time. This makes it easier to see the best option. For example, you can plan your day better because you can remember all the things you need to do. This leads to better organization and smarter choices in your daily activities. 5. Keeping our brains healthy. As we get older, our bodies change and our brains change too. It is important to think about how we can keep our brains healthy for our whole lives. Just like we exercise our bodies to keep them strong, we can also exercise our brains. Using our brains in active ways helps them to stay strong and work well for a long time. Knowing more than one language is a very good way to do this. There is an idea called cognitive reserve. You can think of it like building extra strength in your brain. When you learn new and difficult things, your brain creates stronger connections. This extra strength, or reserve, helps your brain to keep working well, even if it starts to have problems. It is like having a backup power supply for your brain. People who build a large cognitive reserve can often handle the changes that come with age better. Learning and using 2 languages is one of the best ways to build this important reserve. When you are bilingual, your brain gets a workout every day. It is always ready to use one language or the other. This constant work makes the brain more flexible and efficient. It builds new pathways and makes existing connections stronger. This process is what builds your cognitive reserve. An active brain is a healthy brain, and a bilingual brain is very active. This regular mental exercise helps to keep your mind sharp and strong as you grow older. This brain strength can offer real protection. It can help the brain fight against some conditions that can happen later in life, like dementia. Being bilingual does not stop these diseases, but it can help to delay the signs of them. For example, people who speak two languages may show signs of a condition like Alzheimer's disease about 4 to 5 years later than people who speak only one language. Their brains have learned to work in different ways. Because of their cognitive reserve, their brains can find other routes to get a job done when one part is damaged. Scientists are always learning more about how the brain works. New research continues to explore how different activities can protect our brains. This research shows that being bilingual is a powerful way to support long-term brain health. It is an investment in your future, helping to keep your brain healthy and active for many years. 6. Help in everyday life. The skills you get from being bilingual are not just for your brain. They help you in many small and big ways every day. Your brain becomes better at managing information and paying attention. This makes many parts of daily life a little easier. From doing tasks at home to working at a job, the benefits are real and practical. A brain that is good at handling two languages is also good at handling life's different challenges. It learns to be efficient, focused, and organized. This helps you feel more in control of your day. Think about a busy day at work or school. You might need to answer emails, talk on the phone, and finish a report. The practice of switching between two languages helps your brain switch between these different tasks more easily. This skill is very useful in the modern world. It can make you better at jobs where you need to do many things at once. Even simple things like following a recipe while talking to a friend can become easier. Your brain is used to managing more than one thing at a time. It can focus on what is important and ignore things that are not important. A flexible brain can also help you make better choices. When you have a problem, you can think of different ways to solve it. You are not stuck with just one idea or one solution. This is because your brain is used to seeing the world in more than one way through different languages. Learning a new language also means learning about a new culture. This helps you understand that people have different views and experiences. You can see things from their side more easily. This skill is very important for building good relationships with friends, family, and colleagues. It makes you a better communicator and a more understanding person. This flexible thinking is a great tool for life. It means you can adapt to new situations more easily. If your plans suddenly change, you can find a new plan quickly without getting stressed. Your brain is not rigid. It is open to change and new ideas. This is the result of long-term brain training. Using two languages every day is like a constant workout for your brain. It does not happen in one day. Over many years, this practice builds strong connections. These connections help you think in more creative and flexible ways. This continuous training keeps your brain active and ready for new challenges, helping you learn and grow throughout your life. 7. Two languages for children. Children's brains are amazing at learning new things. They can learn languages very easily, often much easier than adults. When they are young, their brains are growing and changing a lot. This makes it a perfect time to start a second language. They do not need to sit in a classroom and study difficult grammar rules. Instead, they learn naturally, like they learn to walk or play. They learn by listening to family members speak, watching cartoons, or playing with friends who speak another language. For a child, learning two languages can feel as simple as learning one. Their brain just takes in all the new words and sounds and understands the patterns without trying. When a child learns two languages, it is like a workout for their brain. This exercise is very good for a young, developing brain. It helps to build many new and strong connections. These connections make the brain more flexible. A flexible brain can switch between different ideas and tasks more easily. Every time a child chooses which language to use, they are training their brain's control center. This is a very useful skill. A child who speaks two languages practices using these brain connections all the time. This keeps their brain active and strong, helping their thinking skills grow in powerful ways. These brain benefits can help children a lot in school. Because their brains are good at focusing, they can pay attention to the teacher for longer periods. They can also solve problems more easily. This is not just for language classes. It can help them in math, science, and other subjects too. They might also be more creative in their thinking. A good memory is another important benefit. Bilingual children often find it easier to remember lists, instructions, and facts from their lessons. This can lead to better results in tests and homework, making school an easier and more successful place. A language is a key to a new world. When children learn another language, they also learn about another culture. They discover new traditions, different foods, and interesting holidays. They might listen to music from another country or read stories about different people and places. This helps them to understand that the world is a big place with many different ways to live. It teaches them to be open and respectful to others. It can also help them make friends with children from different backgrounds. Learning a second language helps a child connect with more people. The advantages of learning a language as a child last for a long time. It is a skill they will have for their entire life. The strong and flexible brain they build when they are young will continue to help them when they are adults. This can open doors to more job opportunities in the future. It also makes traveling to other countries easier and more fun. They can speak with local people and have a richer experience. The brain exercise from childhood can even help keep their brain healthy when they are much older. Learning languages early is a wonderful gift. 8. Why more languages are good. We have looked at many reasons why speaking more than one language is good for you. Throughout this book, we saw how a bilingual brain is different. It is a brain that gets constant exercise. This exercise helps with important skills. For example, people who speak two languages are often better at switching between tasks. Their brain is used to moving between different language systems, so it becomes easier to manage more than one job at a time. We also learned that memory can improve. The brain works hard to manage two sets of words and rules. This practice helps it to remember things like names, numbers, and directions. Another big benefit is for our health. A brain that uses more than one language stays stronger as we get older. It can even help protect the brain from some problems that come with age. One of the most exciting ideas is that our brains can grow and change. This means your brain is not fixed. Every time you learn a new word or practice speaking another language, your brain builds new pathways. These are like little roads that connect different parts of your brain. The more you use your languages, the stronger these roads become. This makes your brain more efficient. Learning a language can even make certain areas of your brain physically larger. It shows that our actions and our learning can shape the organ inside our head. This power to adapt is what makes learning so valuable for our minds. An active brain is a healthy brain. When you know more than one language, your brain cannot just relax. Even when you are speaking only one language, the other one is still there. Your brain has to work to select the correct language and ignore the other one. This process is happening all the time without you even thinking about it. This mental work is a great exercise. It keeps the brain sharp and alert. It builds a special kind of mental strength. This strength helps your brain cope better with challenges. A bilingual brain is more complex and has more connections, making it strong and resilient. The benefits of learning a language are for everyone. It does not matter how old you are. Children who grow up with 2 languages get a great start, but adults can also see big changes in their brain when they learn a new language. You do not need to be perfect. Every step in your learning journey helps. The main message of this book is clear. Learning another language is one of the best things you can do for your brain. It is more than just learning new words. It is a way to make your mind stronger, more flexible, and healthier for your whole life. A bilingual brain is a powerful tool for thinking, for living, and for connecting with the world.